Well, hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? A little bit different do, huh? Oh, dog, don't fall off the boat. She's going up on deck to her business. I'm waiting to hear the splash any second. She just seems like she likes falling in the water while I'm doing a live stream or doing something to interrupt things while I'm doing a live stream. So, I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Armco, how you doing? All right. Hey, Billy, what's up, man? Come on, Lily, get in here. Get down here. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. There you made it. So, hey, Miss Shar, how you doing? Miss Shar, I really appreciate all the photos and stuff and the research and stuff you did for me today. That was really much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, you like the new look? It was getting kind of crazy with the hairs all sticking up and stuff, and I just thought, I'll just take it all off. And I got going with the razor, and I just kind of got carried away, and the beard went too, and it's all good. It'll grow back, but just felt like it was time to clean up a little bit and get rid of all that stuff. I look younger, I think, even though since I'm not shaved very well, I still have the gray there, but not as bad as what it did look like. So, oh man, thanks everybody. Hey Chief, Billy, John Dolan, Coyote, Smoking, everybody, how you doing? Hey Plastic, nice to see everybody out there. So today started out weird. Carl got hacked. Yeah, I did. This is called the do-it-yourself haircut, guys. You just take your electric shears and you just take it all off. That way you don't have to worry about, feathering or edging or trimming. You just take it all off and it's all can start back from scratch again. So even got a little bit of shine going on up there, I think. So Telly Savalas look, right? Who loves you, baby? Where's my lollipop? So, anyhow, no, I just wanted to get rid of my hair was just all sticking up and it looked kind of weird. I know a lot of kids these days use that as a style, but I don't like for that style. So I just decided to go ahead and just whack it all off. And I'm going to be heading south now. It's going to get warmer, more sunshine. Going to be doing more snorkeling and scuba diving and stuff. So it's time for all the hair to go and get down into my Caribbean soul. So that's what we're working towards today. So anyhow, guys, this morning started out fun. Got up, got everything organized, got the anchor up, headed out of the canal here, out the channel. Got all the way out the channel, out past the buoys, out into the ocean, and man, it was just tearing it up out there, just tearing it up. Wind was blowing, big seas, big seas, irregular, just, knocking the piss out of me and the boat and the dog. I said, no effing way am I going to do that. Spun around, came back in the channel. Got back here into the anchorage and got the hook back down. It's amazing to me how calm and peaceful it is here in this little anchorage that I'm in when there's all this hell breaking loose just outside the bay, not that far from me. This little protected anchorage here is just awesome, and I kind of like being here. So for now, it's a good, safe place to be, but it's really amazing to me how different it is than just, I don't know what, 1,000 yards that direction. So it's I'm really close to the coast here, just inside this first cove. I think Billy was asking in the live stream this morning. I didn't get a chance to answer him. Yeah, Billy, as you come in the channel here, you make a right-hand turn into this little cove before the bridge. It's before the first bridge. It's called Brigantine. That's where I am. I am at. I'm in Brigantine Anchorage, and it's nice. It's really nice. So, two boats next to me. Both of them had conversations with them today. They took their dinghies out down the channel here about little less than a mile, 3/4 of a mile or so. And there's a place there where they can pull the boat up to the bank. There's a little seawall they have to climb over, but then they can walk right to, I mean, the grocery store area is like right across the street. So tomorrow I'm going to put a little bit more air in my old dinghy and get the paddles and the seat in it and the outboard motor, and I'm going to take it over there and do some provisioning tomorrow by dinghy, I think. Miss Shar, the good soul that she is, offered to chauffeur me, and depending on how successful I am trying to figure out if I can make it work with my old dinghy, because it's really too small for me. I mean, when I sit in it, it kind of pops up forward and back. I'm just way too much weight for that little dinghy. And I don't know how I'm going to pack a whole bunch of groceries in it as well. So she called around, and there's a couple of marinas over here on the other side of the canal from me where I can pull my boat out, the whole sailboat out, and go over across the channel and tie up over there and be able to dock for a brief period of time, like, 3 hours or so. And Miss Shar, being the good lady that she is, offered to give me a ride over to the grocery store. So it might be nice to go ahead and do that and have a meal with her and her husband, maybe get a lunch or something tomorrow. I don't know. So that's another option I am considering. I won't know which I'm going to do until morning. I don't like to impose on other people if I can get away with it. So, but it all depends on whether or not I can, get my dinghy to really work well for me. So I'm just wondering if I really pressure it up with more air, if that might give it a bit more structural stability and make it work. So my thanks to Miss Shar today for her generosity. So, fish eat your hair during a swim. Yeah. Refresh several times. I still no video, only vocal. Whatever, I can still participate. Huh? Austin, I don't know why that is. Several times, still no video, only vocal. Huh. That's got to be at your end, because it seems like everybody else seems like they're not having a problem, Austin. I don't know. I found it this morning. Nice place. Did you find that dock at the end of one on the south side? There are, all the way down by the grocery stores, there are no public docks. There's no place there to legally, pull up and tie to a dock and go ashore. There is some docks there. They're marked private, do not enter. According to one of the guys here on the other boats that went down there this morning on his dinghy, he said all of the docks have signs on them saying private and not to use them. So there really isn't a good place to go down there and dock and access the grocery store. So, oh wow, I missed a lot of stuff in the chat already. There is popped up. Okay, popped like the okay. There you go. You got it then, huh? Okay. You need to watch your dinghy. Yep. Okay. Well, how it goes with everybody? Hello, everybody. Hello, Hoisha. Hello, just everybody. I'm not going to call everybody by name. Hello, everybody. Sounds like a plan. You have the number. Call if you want us to meet you, and that would be awesome. Thank you, Miss Shar. Appreciate it. Gotcha. Okay, so I got all that caught up, and I'm caught up with the chat. So sounds like meeting a loyal viewer would be fun. Yes, obviously it would be. It really would be fun. It's always nice to meet fun. And I had to kind of laugh. I did. I laughed about it. Ms. Shar sent me an email, and she sent me some nice photos of the boat, too. She took pictures of the boat coming in the canal and stuff, and even here where I'm at the anchorage. And she made sure that she was really clear that she was not a stalker type person. It just struck me as funny. So, Mike Smith, no, I don't watch Darlin Dar's videos. Sorry, I can't help you there. I just don't watch them. I don't even know that she has her own channel, and if she does, I don't know what it is. So no, I don't watch Darlin Dar. Sorry, but if there's something really important there, then message me. But no. And with that said, so Miss Lily and I then decided to have a really just relaxing day today. I mean, I just, after going out there and getting beat up this morning like that, we came back in. I dropped the hook, got the hook set really good. I have 130 feet of line out. I'm in 8 feet of water. The anchor's in 8 feet of water with 130 feet of road. Should be plenty of scope. Got my anchor watch going. We're doing fine. It was an apology of sorts to you and public shaming of 10 stars antics. Oh wow, really? I don't know what her channel name is, so I don't know that I could go and watch it anyway. But I'm glad to hear she had a change of heart, and apparently made it public like that. That would be really cool. I'm glad of that. Thank you. Actually, Mike, if you could private message me, either through my Facebook, and send me a link to that would be great. Or email me at alaskacarl@gmail.com. alaskacarl with a C at gmail.com. The link, that would be great. I would appreciate it, and I will go take a look at it then, because you're not the first person that has mentioned that to me. So I am glad to see, I mean, while we're on that subject real briefly, that that whole activity seems like it's really slacked off. All those people in that genre seem like they've really haven't posted anything new in like a week. Maybe they finally all decided to move on to greener pastures. I don't know. Of course, now that I got my hair cut, a whole bunch of new stuff for them to talk about, whatever. Got to cut out early. She was a true wifey is in need of companionship. Cut looks good. Thanks, Captain. Okay, has been. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You take care, man. Be good and be careful. So anyhow, we decided just to come in here and take it easy. So we did laundry and we hung stuff up on the railing to dry. Went for a couple swims. Cleaned up inside the boat. I cleaned up in the bathroom a bit, and just housekeeping kind of stuff. There was something that I did today I was going to mention to you guys, and now I can't remember what the hell it was. What was it? I don't know. It'll come back to me. Anyhow, so we just did that kind of stuff. I watched a good movie here. Just ended moments ago. That's why I was a little late. I was waiting for my movie to get done. But that was kind of all we did today. Is just chilled out and relaxed. Looking at the wax for the dome. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Yep. Looking at the weather, it looks like my next weather window is Sunday. We've got small craft advisories today. Even it looks like it's going to stay ugly tomorrow, and it looks like my next good weather window for me to move down to Cape May is going to be on Sunday, and then right after that, I may be stuck at Cape May for a couple of days because there's a big nasty weather system coming in right after that. So, yeah, Cape May is going to be my next stop. It's about 60 miles, It's about 40 miles south of me. It's about an 8-hour run. But yeah, it looks like Sunday is going to be my next weather window. So I'm going to have to hang out here and just chillax until Sunday, which doesn't bother me in the least. I kind of like that idea. So I'm hoping tomorrow to do a provisioning run. Go pick up some dog food for Miss Lily and some treats for her and some groceries and stuff. Get the boat stocked back up again. I could use. I'm halfway through my fuel and water, so I probably should top off fuel and water tanks. There's a fuel dock right across the way over here, so I could go do that. Cape May to Lowe's, Delaware. Somewhere, something like that. Yeah, Doug, the day after. The day after. Well, it won't be the day after because there's bad weather coming in. Sunday, I've got a good weather window to get to Cape May, and then Cape May, I'm going to have to hang out there before I'm going to be able to go into the bay because there's some bad weather coming in right after that. So I've got like a 1-day weather window, and then the weather gets crappy again. So You can work on the dinghy. Yes, plastic. That's what I plan on doing. And I was going to start working on the dinghy today, but it was cloudy and overcast, and it looked like it was going to rain at any moment. I mean, every time I went up on deck, it just looked like it was going to rain. And in fact, it still looks like it's going to rain. I'm looking out the window. I see solid rain clouds, but it has not rained at all today. But it sure threatened it all day today. So tomorrow is supposed to be brighter and sunny and clearer. So maybe tomorrow I'll work on the dinghy. Although tomorrow my priority is going to be to getting some provisioning done. Anyhow. Yeah, the water here is very nice. Did you join a monastery? No, nope. I just did a sailor's haircut. Got out of the real world today. I'm gonna make it to the show. Yeah, I still have plenty of time to make it to the show. So, kind of looking over areas suitable for anchoring. There's only one really good common anchorage down there at Cape May. It's called G7. It's as soon as you come in the inlet and you go to the south, there's a spot there on the side of the harbor that you can anchor out. It's actually not a great spot. This is a much better spot for hiding from weather than that spot will be in Cape May. That's going to be a bit more exposed and open. And actually, I'm going to have even worse weather while I'm down there. So I'm kind of watching that on a day-by-day basis. If that looks as ugly as it's appearing right now, I might just hang out here and not run down there that quickly. So Michael Mayfield just hit me up on PayPal. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it, sir. Very nice of you to do that. Really do appreciate it. So thank you, sir. And just a note on that for everybody donating to the PayPal. If you don't want me to, I can't remember anymore who does and does not want me to mention their name. If you're kind enough to donate and you don't want your name out there, please donate right at the end of the show. I know you can donate and put a note on it for me, but I don't see the notes. That doesn't come up on my little heading while I'm doing the live stream. So if you want to donate through PayPal, that's the best way to do it. I really appreciate it. But if you don't want your name mentioned, then wait until the show is over and then do that. That would be perfect. And that way I won't mention your name because the show will be over. So you'll just get a thank you email from me. Okay, what did I miss in the chat? Kind of looking, okay. You know, the cold front might be able to get 2 days before it turns east. How long is day 2 run? Yeah, it's an 8-hour run down to Cape May. It's another 8-hour run from there to get to the next anchorage, which is not a great spot either. And then another 8 hours from that to get up someplace that would be relatively safe. So Bubba, looking at the weather, I don't have enough time to do all that before the next big weather comes in. So, small craft advisory, Atlantic City, forecast Sunday rain. Yeah, I did see that. It may be raining on Sunday. So we're going to have to watch the weather and just, we're going to continue to monitor it. So, hey, if I make it to Atlantic City, that's great. If I don't make it to Atlantic City, then that's great too. So, it is what it is. So, has lightning struck close to you? Not anytime recently, but it has in the past. So, PayPal is for immediate needs. You're welcome. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, buddy. Yep, that'll go to provisions hopefully tomorrow. So, yeah, that is a shortcut, Jared. Yep, it's got that weird stubble feel to it. When you just have a little stubble coming up. So, I should have. What I should have done is I should have gotten out my razor and then taken it all down to skin, and just polished it all up so everything's gone. But I just wasn't that energetic today. I figured getting a haircut done today, that was enough work for any one day. So. Now, actually, I wish I had Doug's daughter here. She did a much better job of cutting my hair than I can do, but it's all good. It's absolutely all good. So it feels comfortable. It feels nice and light. I like it this way. I always did like wearing my hair short, so it's a good look for you. You got to keep it shaved right down to the meat like that. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. See, if I kept all this shaved, I wouldn't. I'd look much younger because you wouldn't see all the gray. You know, I might pass for a 50-year-old instead of a 60-year-old. So yeah, I do need to put a little sun bum on there to protect myself. A little SPF on the dome. So I did not fish or crab at all today, Frank. No, I did not. But I did rig up a fishing rod today for trolling. I did get that done today. That's one of the things you can see right there. That reel, it's got all that stuff hanging on there, ready to go. So I've got my big trolling rod now all set up and ready to go to troll behind the boat as opportunity presents itself. Uh, so I guess going forward from here, I'll probably do a little bit of fishing along the way. Maybe I'll get to some point and just slow down for a while and go along slowly, 2, 3 knots and fish for a bit before I pick up speed and try to get on to where I'm going to. Seems like everybody's got a lot of excitement about me doing that. Tom Travis just hit me up on PayPal. Thank you, Tom. Really appreciate it, brother. Thank you again. You're a trooper, man. You donate all the time. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Tom. You're a good dude. Very good dude. So cabin looks well lit. Pilot, it does, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So yep, that's those new LED bulbs. They have a nice color to them. So with the hair gone, you're more aerodynamic. Yes, I swim faster too now. less drag on me while I'm swimming. So actually, guys, this is just a product of abject laziness because this way I don't have to shampoo my hair and my beard. I don't have to wash it. I just wash my face and head and I'm done. It makes bath time faster. So I guess I don't know. I just took the electric shears out because I wanted to thin the beard down, and I started thinning the beard. I'm like, it doesn't look that good. Maybe I should just take it off. So I just decided to take it off, and while I was taking it off, I just kept right on going. So after the haircut, did the water? No. No, it didn't. It didn't. But it did clean up easy. I did it right up in the cockpit. So I just went ahead and cut all the hair off, took my shop vac out, vacuumed it all up, cleaned it all up nice and quick and easy, and then I went ahead and jumped in the bay to rinse off. So got all the hairs off of me. Big excitement for the day. I got a haircut. Yeah, laziness. So more time to play with the rubber ducky at bath time. There you go. Yeah, I need a rubber ducky, man. I don't have a rubber ducky. Rubber ducky, you're the one I love. 111 people watching and only 11 thumbs up. Come on, people, pound the thumbs up. We're having a good time this evening, guys. So how long ago was the last haircut and shave? Well, shave would have been a long time ago. Last haircut Doug's daughter did. So I don't remember, Doug, when was that? About a month or so ago? Doug's daughter did a trim up for us, for Doug and I. If you remember, we did that live. Actually, I think we took the beard off. Yeah, I think, who was it? Was it John Dolan? I think it was John Dolan paid $100 for me to shave the beard off. So I took the beard off. Now that had to have been in, I guess about a month or so ago. And of course it grew back and now it's gone again. So, the people that go, oh yeah, I'm sure there's a good number of trolls in there watching. So, you did. Yep. Yes, I did. So, yeah, and that's all right, Hank. Whether they hate me or they love me, if they're watching, I get paid. I mean, that's how I make bank. I get paid by people who watch. So if people that want to watch just so they can hate on me, that's fine. I still make money from them doing that too. So it's all good. Keep the flavor saver. Yeah, I need to do that. Your beard grows fast. It does. That's a sign of a healthy. Yes, your beard and a haircut 6 was ago. 6 was ago? 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks. Is that what it was? Okay. So I took the beard off 6 weeks. I grew the beard that I had as of yesterday in 6 weeks, and of course now it's gone again. So, hey Christine, how you doing, darling? Hey, stuck in BC. Oh, it all fell out, man. No, actually, I should start a rumor. Oh, I know. No, that's just cruel. I'm not going to do that. I was going to say something, but there's too many other people that. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, no rumors. I just cut my hair for no reason, just because it was fun. So I'll just leave it at that. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. I don't have any issues. I just cut my hair, guys. So, and I can't. I'm not like a barber where I'm going to sit there and trim here and trim there. You know, it's all or nothing with me. I either take the sheet razor and the electric razor thing and take it all off, or not. You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. It's sort of an all or nothing game. I'm not the kind of person who's going to sit there and try to trim and blend and, you know, layer and all that kind of stuff. Nope, it's just gone. So I'm going to Cali Uncle Fester. Okay. Sail past 3 Mile Island. Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. So, hey, Woody. Hey, PC. Anyhow, so yeah, Lily and I had a good day. We turned around. We went out, made it out of the outside, out into the ocean, and decided the hell with that crap. We turned around, came back in. It was just too rough out there. So now we're stuck here waiting on a weather window, and you know, it's a nice place to stay. The other boats here on the anchorage are very pleasant, very sociable. They think it's looks like a Brazilian cut. Yeah, well, we won't talk about the manscaping that went on besides the haircut, guys. How's that for a little TMI, huh? Now that'll give you all something to think about. No, the guys here in the anchorage are really nice. They came over and visited and stuff. Well, one guy came over and referred to me by name, and I'm like, how the hell did he know my name? I thought, well, maybe he watched my channel. Then I remembered I got the sign on the side here with my name on it. So he saw the sign and knew that was my name. So that was easy. So, Bubba Gross. Little TMI for you, thinking about manscaping, huh? Well, you'll know. You'll know in about 3 or 4 or 5 days, if you see me walking around and I'm itching all the time, you'll know that was the no, I didn't do any manscaping, guys. I didn't do any manscaping. How do I get that thought out of my head? I got you guys. I got you good. That's fun. I'm glad I got you guys. So, anyhow, there's one thing I wanted to show you guys this evening. It's getting dark enough outside. Hold on a second. Let me stick my head out the window. I wanted to show you guys how lit up this area is. Look at this nonsense over here. There's that, all the casinos are lit up. You got that one over there, that's all lit up. And you got all those lights on over there. So when I'm down in the boat trying to sleep at night, I actually have to pull the windows closed because it's so bright. Lily, get off my seat. You go sit on your side of the boat. You don't get to sit on my seat. Anyhow, I thought you guys might get a kick out of seeing all the casinos all lit up out here. It makes for a very, very bright anchorage, guys. I can tell you that much. So, I think your Floby is broken. You know, the vacuum. Oh, yeah. You happen to tune into that channel I sent you? Andrew from the Marina wanted to give you some tips. Happen to tune into the channel? I don't recall you giving me a channel to tune into, Ms. Shar. Maybe I missed it in the emails you sent, but I don't remember there being anything in any of those emails about a channel you wanted me to go look at. So no, I guess I missed that. John Dolan tried to get to your site. I don't know what that's about. From the Adams family. Okay, we're watching that same view right now. It was beautiful sunset at 6:58 here. Yep. Dog, what are you doing? Lily, get down here. What are you doing? Get down here. You don't need to be up on deck. If you're not going to the bathroom, you stay here. You can just stay here. You can behave yourself. Yes. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, you just want some loving, huh? You just want some loving? You're watching Xavier right now. Yep, a beautiful sunset, 6:58. It was. Yep, just before I started the live stream. So looks like a drive-in theater. Yeah, it does kind of, doesn't it, BC? Jersey Shore is gambling there tonight. Uh-oh. No more ugly thoughts for us to remember. Sorry, Mike. I emailed you the info, but no worries. We tried to connect to you on the Marine Channel 16. Yeah, Miss Shar, I don't, when I'm sitting here at anchor, I don't monitor 16 while I'm at anchor. So, no, I'm sorry. I don't have that on. If I knew you were trying to reach me on 16, I could turn it on, certainly. But I just, on an ongoing basis, while I'm sitting here at the anchorage, I don't monitor the radio. Frankly, it just drives me nuts listening to the static and a bunch of people talking about a bunch of stuff. I'm sitting here on anchor. It's not like I'm going to respond to anybody in need. If there's anybody in this little anchorage that's in need, they could just stick out their head out the window and shout to me, and I could hear them. We're that close to each other. So yeah, sorry about that. Nice view of Atlantic City. You should shave the stash. Nope, keeping a stash. Been using a Flowbee since 1999. Works great. Haven't paid for a haircut since. There you go. We just got back from the Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City. You can't type the web address on this site. You need to make up the difference. RustyWagonSales.com. RustyWagonSales.com. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, but let me write that down. RustyWagonSales.com. Okay. I will check that out after the live stream, John. Okay. Didn't win, didn't gamble, Frank. Walked the boardwalk for exercise and ate at the Hard Rock. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I actually tend to visit the Hard Rock once a year too, Miss Shar. Every year I go down to the Miami Boat Show. I go and I hit the John Dolan's site, Rusty Wagon Sales. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool, John Dolan. There you go, your new site. Thank you, Billy, for putting that up there. Anyhow, yeah, I stop at the Hard Rock Cafe. It's usually right on the grounds there for the boat show in Miami. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So anyhow, that's about all the news. It is news, kids. We had a great day. We just chilled out, relaxed, did laundry. I did the bucket routine. I want to tell you something. I like that. I really do. It's really quick and easy. I fill a 5-gallon bucket about half to 3/4 full of water. I add a little dish liquid into it, and then I can put items in there and just, soak the crap out of them. What actually worked well for me with all the rain that I had the other day is I washed everything, and then I hung everything up on the line, and it all got rained on while I was back there at the last anchorage, and then I put it back out on the line to dry, and so I ended up getting a whole lot of laundry. And today I just washed out a bunch of stuff and then rinsed it off with salt water. And then I brought it back in and did a freshwater rinse on it, and it was pretty simple. Pretty simple way to wash out the skivvies and stuff. I don't think my neighbors in the anchorage cared for seeing my underwear flying, or like yesterday, people commented in my video that I had underwear out on the line drying. But that's what you have to do sometimes. So, point is that I've been it's been a week since I've been to the laundromat, and I don't have anything needing to be washed right now. Everything's clean. Everything that I've worn in the last week, and I wore a lot in the last week because I kept getting wet and dry and wet and dry, wet and dry with all the shenanigans going on with the anchor dragging and stuff. So yeah, so everything's nice and clean and dry and folded and put up. So bucket is faster than going to town. It really is, Bubba. It really is. I'm really impressed at how convenient that was. So. So your dinghy, how does one reattach the entire chamber to the hull? With lots of PVC tape and glue. Miss Shar, when we lived in New Jersey, we used to walk the boardwalk. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, there you go. PayPal address. Oh, thank you, Frank. Yep, paypal.me/Carlbrook. Yep, that's it. That's the correct PayPal. Should anybody want to donate to the adventure? And all donations are greatly appreciated and much needed right now, guys. So if you want to contribute, that's go ahead and fine. In fact, if you like pissing off trolls, for all you guys out there that like to anger the trolls, you know, you can't do anything better to anger trolls than donate to me. Apparently, when people donate to me, they just go batty over that stuff. They hate it. So I'm going to start trying to develop I don't know, a meme. I don't know what you would call it. A theme, I guess, a theme that you know, instead of like all the other sailing channels that have, you know, buy us a beer, I'm gonna have a little, you know, I should put like a little tip button up in the corner that says, "Hey, piss off a troll and donate." Oh, have a lot of fun at their expense. Why not? They've caused me a lot of anguish. So, oh, a portable washing machine. Yeah, I've looked at, Bob. There's a whole bunch of little devices like that you can buy. You know, some of them are very affordable and actually very effective. They work very well. But you know, there's really nothing wrong with just a 5-gallon bucket and taking your hand and sitting there for 5 minutes sloshing stuff around. It's stupid simple, and it really gets the clothes clean. In fact, I have these little towels like this one that I keep on the boat. I've got like 3 or 4 of these, and they tend to get pretty badly soiled and stained. And the last batch of laundry that I did, I took one of those towels, I put it in a bucket, I put the laundry soap in it, I put bleach in it with it and some other whites that I was doing, and I swashed it around. It actually came cleaner from me doing the bucket technique than it did the last time I ran it through a washing machine with bleach in the laundromat. So I was very impressed with how good of a job just, you know, sloshing around a 5-gallon bucket does. It is surprisingly effective. Hey, Tickle Me Fan, what's up? Trolls need love too. Have you noticed the reduced battery drain with the new LEDs? Not yet. Yeah, not really. I haven't had enough experience with them to really do that. You know, I turn them on for the live stream, and after the live stream, I turn them off. So they're only on for an hour or so in the evening, and that's it. I will say, though, they don't seem to be taking the batteries down nearly as much. And in fact, I'm doing a bit of a test tonight. I'm powering everything off of my house battery and not the engine start battery, isolating it. And then come morning, since I'm not going anywhere tomorrow because of the weather, come morning, I'll put the battery charger on it and get a good read as to where it's at. So bleach is not good for our waters. Jays, don't get mad. Oh, Bill, I understand that. And I agree. Chlorine is not something you want to add. But, you know, chlorine is a natural ingredient in salt water. I mean, if you know your chemistry, that's what salt water is. It's hydrogen and chlorine mixed together. It's the chlorine that makes the salt, sodium chloride. So when in fact there's this sewage treatment plant you can get for your boat called an electrosand, and what the electrosand does is it takes the salt water, it breaks down the molecule separating the water from the chlorine, like chlorine bleach. It uses the chlorine then to sterilize the effluent that you pass through, your crap, which sterilizes it and cleans it. And then it allows you to, you know, dump that right back out in the water as now, you know, disinfected, clean stuff. And then it rebinds the chlorine with the water. But really, at that point, you can just take the chlorine and add it back to the water. It's already naturally in salt water. That's what sodium chloride salt, that's what salt is. So that's how it gets in there. So chlorine's really not that bad for the environment. Not nearly as bad as laundry soap is. So that's why I try to use that very sparingly. No snow yet. Okay. Doesn't the sun remove stains also? Huh. No plastic? Yeah, I believe the sunlight would have a little bit of a bleaching effect, wouldn't it? So maybe it's the combination of the two. Maybe it's the washing with a little bit of chlorine bleach to wash it and then hanging out in the sun and getting the sun bleaching it as well. So you're very correct. Great White North for sure snowed 4 inches here today. Oh, better you than me, brother. Natural bleach. I remember Megan with the little crank washer on the floor. She made the water hot. Yeah, you can do that, and there's no reason why I can't take salt water and put it on my stove and heat it up. But I haven't had to do that. I just went ahead and used it. Yes, Dave, it's very calm outside, right? Actually, it's very calm in this anchorage, although I can still hear the wind blowing off in the distance. But it's very calm here in the anchorage. I'm in this like a little amazing little bay right here, just off the ocean. But there's big condo buildings and stuff all around it, so it's very protected from the weather and the wind. So if the boat sits right, I mean, unless there's a boat going by throwing a wake, my boat doesn't move at all. In fact, my anchor watch, has a little display showing where the boat is, and the boat doesn't hardly move at all. The wind's been pretty steady from the same direction, so the boat sits still. So, any more sailboats anchored out? No, let's see, there's a catamaran, two other monohulls, and two trawlers. There's two trawlers, a catamaran, and two other monohulls besides me, all in this anchorage right now. And then there's always a couple others that come and go as time goes on. Every day there's different boats coming and going. So looks better than that this morning. Yes, it's a little bit quieter right now than it was this morning. I remember Megan washing also. Yeah, Marie, that was funny. Excuse me. Wow. I wonder where that came from. I thought I'd get a needed break to put in a new starter because I'm learning a new language that I should. Sorry, Steve, man. Yeah, working on boats was never fun. Carl and Megan made it hot without a stove. Oh, yes, smoking. Oh, she does it that, yes. Do you have a water heater? I do not have a water heater, no. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. No, I do not have a water heater. Good call and turning around today. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, Bill, I had no business being out in that water today. There's just no reason for me to be out in that stuff. So, water heater is made by Caribbean. Yes, when I get further south, I won't need to worry about it. Is all okay? Yeah, Wood Beast, everything's fine, man. We're perfect. We're absolutely perfect. What's the word with the show? With what show, Hank? What are you referring to? Going to be a big party. Oh, the Annapolis Boat Show. No specific plans that I'm aware of. There was one fella that was trying to organize stuff. Frankly, I don't have much credibility with him actually doing anything. I think it was just a whole line of BS. He's actually attacked one of our moderators and has now been blocked from the channel. So we probably won't hear from him again unless he comes back in with some fake identity. Which he may very well do. So we'll just see. But it is what it is. Right now I'm not making any I'm not going to make any definite plans until I get there and know what I'm going to be doing. There's no point in trying to schedule anything or orchestrate anything until such time as we actually get there. Whenever you travel by sailboat, you're at the whim of tide and weather. And so your schedule is not what, you can't just set a schedule. You can't say, hey, I have to be here by Tuesday. Ain't going to happen, guys. That's how people get killed. That's how people get hurt. That's how boats sink. Boat maintenance day and putting in a new starter, prepping for November's trip. I lost my trip to Guatemala, so planning a new one. Oh, okay. Steve, where are you going to go, man? Where's your next plan? I'd like to see some male landscaping. Where are you docking? Any idea? Did you get passers? Nope, haven't gotten any of that arranged yet. Nothing, nope. No, I have not heard a word on a press pass. I'm not holding out much hope for it, but I have not heard any word on it. And, it's their loss. I mean, it's foolish for them not to do that. The attention of their target market, they're trying to get in touch with all these people that are thinking about buying sailboats. It's all of us YouTube guys. This is where the attention is right now. People interested in buying sailboats are on YouTube watching sailing videos. They're watching, La Vagabond and Delos and everybody else. And, a few people are watching me, but, all these sailing channels out there, those are the guys that have the attention of the people that all of these companies are trying to push their marketing to. Some of them are a little brighter than others. Highfield Dinghy has been cooperative with some YouTubers. Makes good sense. They promote their Highfield dinghies. They make a good dinghy, but they get more promotion that way. Certainly more attention than if they put an ad in, one of the old magazines or any of the old media. The YouTubers have the attention. They have the views. They have the eyes of the people that they're trying to market to. And so for the boat shows to not be paying homage to that, for them sticking with what is there? There's like one or two companies that owns almost all the magazines in this genre, except for Bob with his Cruising Outpost. Almost all of the other sailing magazines are all owned by like one or two companies. So those people, those people that are writers for those magazines, they get the press passes. But when you look at those magazines and they've only got a subscription base of 50,000 subscribers, and that subscription base actually only has you get one little tiny ad in 80 pages of a magazine, and it's $1,500 to do that. It's very expensive and highly ineffective marketing to be in print media today. Plus, a lot of those people that subscribe to those magazines are not the new guys being introduced and being brought into the sport. It's those people that have been sailing for years and, I've been subscribed to this magazine for 20 years or whatever. You get that kind of stuff. Those guys already know what they're going to buy and who they're going to buy it from. The target market is the new guys, like some of you guys out there watching me right now, who are thinking about getting into sailing or you're just starting your education now. It's. I'm going to use Kleenex as an example. Everybody knows who Kleenex is, right? Well, Kleenex is a brand. It's not a product. The product is actually facial tissue. Facial tissue is the product, but everybody calls it Kleenex. Why do we call it Kleenex? Because Kleenex was the first company that everybody related to facial tissue. So facial tissue is now recognized as Kleenex. Well, Kleenex is a brand. The same thing is going to happen in the sailing industry to some degree. If you're watching my channel and you see that I went out and bought a Rockna anchor and I've been having problems with my Rockna anchor dragging, you're probably not going to ever buy a Rockna anchor, are you? Because you'll have that indelibly inscribed in your mind somewhere back in your collective conscious. You'll be like, I knew somebody who had a Rockna and it kept dragging on them. So maybe we should look at the Manson anchor instead. And that's exactly how sales happen. That's exactly how marketing happens in the world. So, for the boat show to not give credence to YouTubers to apply to be press passes, that's their mistake, and they're making that mistake at their peril. So we will see. We will see how all that happens. But I missed a bunch in the chat. I don't know. We'll go back here. Want to spend a month around Cuba. Oh, that would be fun, Steve. That would be awesome. Try to get a couple through my old business if you'd like. Okay. Well, we will be there. All right, Hank. Work overtime. What a bunch of BS. Hey, Dave. But they never replied. Yep. Yeah, you contacted the boat show and they never replied. That's the same thing that happened with me. I put in an application for a press pass and have not gotten any response. So, hey, 12, what's up? Depending on how much you want to put in, Marie, some people put in none. Dumpsters, the same thing. That's a brand name. Yeah, exactly. Dumpsters. Yep, garbage dumpsters. Or it's called dumpsters. Everyone used to call it Frigidaire. Exactly. Yep. Everything. All refrigerators were Frigidaires. Carl, party at Laguna Rum Bar here on the beach in Brigantine Sunday. Amish outlaws playing music. Fun place to hang out under palm trees. Huh. Oh, well, maybe we'll check that out, Miss Shar. That sounds like it might be fun. Can't remember the song for some reason. Okay. They want me to try to get you tickets. Frank, if you can get tickets, go for it, brother. We have to leave town Saturday night, so cannot attend the party. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, no problem, Miss Shar. Not a problem at all. It's all good. Boy, I don't know why. I'm really thirsty this evening. Crescent wrench. Yep, there's another good example of crescent wrench. Yep. Made by the Crescent Company. By now, all adjustable wrenches are now called crescent wrenches, and so it's the same thing. You know, it's the same attitude like that. It's the first brand that you heard of that name that made that line, and you know they were the first one to come out with that. So it's the same thing with marketing across the board. The first place that you hear of a product and you hear something positive or you hear something negative, that sticks with people. So I may have spoken out of turn by saying my Rockna anchor is not very good. You know, was it somewhat operator error? Yeah, I think it most definitely could be operator. It could be any number of things. Yep, Xerox, another example. Yep, so we'll see. You know, ask me again in 3 months, and I'll have probably a different perspective on my Rockna anchor at that point. So, Carl, I think YouTube is our new marketing tool that they may be able to use in the future. They're just not aware of all its potential. Well, that's the problem, Steve. Yeah, these guys are all involved in their day-to-day stuff. But yeah, I don't think a lot of them, or at least ways, you know. When I was in the fire department in Montana, I'll give you an example, and this is kind of a stretch, but you'll see what I mean. When I was a volunteer firefighter in the fire department in Montana, and I did that for 8 years. I started out as a volunteer firefighter, became an EMT, ended up being secretary of the board for the fire department. In fact, I was secretary for 7 years, besides serving as a firefighter for 8. I kept running into this mentality there with the fire department. Well, this is the way we've been doing it for the last 50 years. Why should we change it now? And that's the same thing I think you're seeing with a lot of these boat show operators is, you know, that's just the way things have been done for the longest period of time, and they don't recognize the need to change. And we see this across the board. It's not just, you know, the sailing industry or the scuba industry. It's just big business in general. There's a guy on YouTube called Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. You guys should check out Gary V's channel if you haven't. Highly motivational guy. Gary's story is that he's always been a bit of a hustler. His father had a liquor store in New Jersey. He got involved with doing a YouTube channel where he was talking about wine. And even though he was just a brash young kid, he was, you know, drinking wines and giving his opinion of how good or bad the wine was. And his father's little liquor business, you know, went from $300,000 a year to doing $3 million a year in wine sales because of his kid on YouTube talking about, you know, this wine or that wine. Gary went on from there and has now built up Vayner Multimedia or Vayner Media, a company that does advises corporations like Pepsi and NFL and, you know, big corporations, advises them on how to handle their social media. You know, where to spend their money, how to be on Facebook, how to be on YouTube, how to be on Twitter, how to be on Snapchat. You know, how to market their companies and get the best bang for the buck, utilizing those media outlets. And it's all new for them. So basically he's become a Madison Avenue advertising company, but specifically for new social media, not for putting ads in magazines or newspapers. Magazines and newspapers are generally accepted as being sort of dead media now. Everybody's gone to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So check out Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. If you're ever wanting someone to help motivate you, if you're ever sitting around and you're thinking, you know, man, I need to start doing a little better promoting myself or getting myself jazzed or motivated to get going and start accomplishing something, check out Gary Vaynerchuk's channel. straight shooting, straight, right down to the core of it. One of those guys that makes making a statement like, it's funny that the harder I work, the luckier I get, but that kind of mentality. So anyhow, check out Gary V. And Gary Vaynerchuk, by the way, is my shameless shout out. So let's go ahead and jump into that real quick. Anybody that's got a YouTube channel, well, I'm going to read the chat here. If you guys have a YouTube channel or something you want to promote, go ahead and give yourself a shameless shout out right now. Let's see, Doug, take off, okay. Who buys magazines? Exactly. Got one of those black solar water bags. They work well. There you go. Pilot, I still buy Playboy just to read the stories. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Steve. Hard to judge anchor with cleat off center. Okay. Books magazine. I don't really like digital ones. That's the only one I like. Okay. Carl, is it search engine optimization people? Well, they do some of that as well, yes. How does volunteer fire departments work? How do volunteer fire departments work? They work very well, actually. How does a volunteer firefighter work? Well, I go in and I join the fire department. They put me through a lot of training. In Montana, we went to the Cody Fire School in Cody, Wyoming. So I went down there a couple of times, a week at a time, taking back-to-back classes in how to do various things. How to handle a water cannon, how to pick a line, how to feel a door, how to do a sweep through a house that's on fire. When I say feel a door, feel a door and make sure see if it's hot or not. Learning about backdrafts and how to vent houses, how to cut holes in roofs to vent the fire out and control the fire angle. A lot of things, the right mixes for foam for motor vehicle accidents, how to cut through an A post and not trigger a airbag sensor. These sorts of technical aspects. We went through all this training, learned all that stuff. Then you get out on the fire call. In Montana, we had a little pager I carried with me all the time. Anytime there was a fire call, my pager would go out. I'd run to the firehouse, jump on a truck. I'd have my bunker gear on or my wildland gear on, depending on what kind of fire it was. And, we'd go out and put the wet stuff on the red stuff. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Sometimes the wet stuff would be mixed with a little bit of soap to make foam in the event of like a auto fire or something like that. We had some really neat. One of my favorite tools. If anybody's ever handled a pickaxe before, you know what a pickaxe is. It's like a sledgehammer, but with a big, long, sharp, pointy bill to it. Well, we had this pickaxe thing that had a foam head on it, so we could go up to a car if a car's on fire and you can't open the hood because, of course, it's too hot to touch anything. So I took the pickaxe and smacked it right down through the hood. It would pierce through the hood of the car, and then that piercing part right behind that was a foam head, and we'd open the water up and we'd fill the whole engine compartment with foam. It would put a car fire out in seconds. I mean, right now. It left a big hole in the hood, but it put the car fire out right now. It doesn't matter what gasoline was sprayed up underneath there. It just put it out. It snuffed it out. Couldn't get any oxygen. So we learned how to deal with that kind of stuff. We learned how to deal with, what happens if a gasoline truck starts leaking and catches fire? What happens if a propane tank leaks and catches fire? So we learn all this stuff. We go out on calls. Anytime there was a call, my pager would get off, I'd go run. Day and night, 24 hours a day. Anytime there was a fire call, I would jump in my car, run to the firehouse, and go out on calls. So did that for 8 years. 8 years. First couple years only as a firefighter 1 designation, which means I dealt with not too serious aspects of residential house fires, certainly nothing over 2 stories, and wildland fire. We had a lot of wildland fires in Montana. But then later on, I got training for other stuff, engine company, and also EMT training. And so I started driving the ambulance. Every time we had an ambulance call, I was getting called out on the ambulance calls and that kind of stuff. So busy boy. Yeah, I went out on a lot of calls. Sometimes, sometimes you'd have none for a week, and then sometimes you'd have four in one day. You just no rhyme or reason to it. So I used to volunteer and go out and it never, it doesn't pay you anything. It's volunteer. You just do it from the goodness of your heart. You just go out there and try to help folks that need help. So someday, I have needed help at one point or another, and I think it's great that volunteers come out and help. So that's how volunteer firefighting works. So it's highly effective. Okay, now with that said, Adventure Dole Sea Dog, good channel. Hey, channel if you like sailing but no bikinis. Eric Andres, okay. Sorry, gotta go. Love your YouTube. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Samson Boat Company, there you go. Okay, volunteer firefighters are the real heroes. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. We have the Country Fire Authority in Oz. The largest, each state has one, and the bigger, more highly regarded and the funded professional groups. Yeah, Mike, actually, there's I don't know who started the quote, but they said there's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer. I find that our volunteer, where we were in Montana, the town of Livingston had a paid professionals, these were professionals, paid professional firefighters. The city of Livingston, all of the surrounding county of Park County, Montana, we were all volunteers. So the city had, I think, like 10 guys on the payroll, a chief, assistant chief, and then I think eight guys in their department. And then there was also, I think, 7 or 8 people that were involved with the ambulance service there as well. So there was an ambulance service that also helped out. All of a sudden, I just saw an anchor light go whizzing by. There it is over there. I guess it's me spinning. And those guys, they're professionals. They were always thinking we were, stepping on their territory and stuff. But when there was a building that caught fire in Main Street in town, they had no problem paging all of us out to go help out the city guys and back them up. In fact, when they did that, we had 5 engine companies roll up with 70 men to help out. And there was a shop on Main Street in Livingston, Montana. The woman did paintings. She had a lot of paintings and stuff. And apparently she had rags covered with walnut stain. And I guess that got hot and ignited and burnt 3 buildings down on Main Street. So I remember a very cold winter night standing outside there in my bunker holding a 2-inch line and just pouring the water on there for like an hour solid and not making much of a dent in it. I mean, you would have thought we put so much water in there, we would have filled the basement full of water. At least it seemed like that. They had 2 companies out in the front and 2 companies out in the back. And I remember I just stood there. I had 2 guys behind me helping hold the pressure off the line. And we just kept pouring water in. And I'll tell you what, guys, that was a cold ass drive back to my house. I literally walked back to my truck, stripped off all of my, at that point, frozen bunker gear. I mean, literally had to like crusty break it off of myself and threw it in the back of my truck, jumped up in the front seat, literally in my BVDs, and drove home in my underwear because everything else was just soaking wet. So yeah, rags with walnut stains. The walnut stain, she had a pile of them, and it fermented and got hot and ignited. Most volunteer firefighters were really about their community. Yes, and that was just service to community, Maui. That's what that was all about. Linseed oil and rags. Nope, not good. Yep, same thing. A big part of my job was firefighter. Cool. All right, well, I'm not gonna go back and try to reread through all that stuff. So anyhow, so yeah, we tried to help out, and I've always been a person of service. I've always felt a need to do something. We also volunteered as 4-H advisors in many different disciplines. We volunteered a lot of time to 4-H. I also volunteered as a Casa Guardian ad litem for the court system there in Montana. And so when we moved to Alaska and I got up to Alaska, almost like the first day I got there, some guy came. I guess he had spoken to the realtor that I'd used to buy the property. And he came over all excited because he heard I was a volunteer firefighter. I was like, man, dude, thanks, appreciate it, done my share. I did 8 years, and if anybody's ever been a member of a volunteer fire department, the politics and stuff that go on in those departments, I'd had enough. I did my 8 years. I did my service to the community. I wasn't going to rejoin up there in Alaska, but I did end up volunteering for some other stuff, just not the fire department. So. Just on something new. We'll be careful with rags. Yeah, any rags with any kind of oil on them, any kind of oil, even motor oil. Those rags with motor oil, it can, just like, composted wood chips or something, it can compost and heat up and ignite. So be very careful of those. Oil rags need to be spread open and dried, not balled up. That's what causes. Yep, that's right, Gene. You're absolutely correct. Let's all try to volunteer for Carl. I don't need volunteers. We're all good. We're all good. Look at this. Look at this sleeping puppy here. She's out cold. I can just ever so slightly, I can hear her just slightly snoring, really lightly. Recently retired from the fire department, sold my house, and bought my 35-foot sailboat 2 months ago, a 30-year dream. Hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Good to hear, brother. Hopefully you will get to serve again in helping with ocean research. Yeah, no plastic. That's exactly what I am planning on doing. In fact, I was really mad at myself because I forgot to mention to you guys the other day, the girl that did the plastic study was interviewed on a television show in Colorado that had been shown online. And I forgot to post the link up on one of my videos. I was going to mention that plastic study that I was involved with. But now there's a new group that's doing the next stage in evolution in tracking that plastics involvement. And what they're doing is they're going to be issuing us nets, plankton nets, so we can drag a net behind the boat while we're sailing along, collecting the phytoplankton that's in the water. We're going to then take the phytoplankton and freeze that, and then ship that to their lab frozen. So we'll have the special freezing containers here that we would pack with dry ice to freeze the phytoplankton. And then what they're doing is thawing out the phytoplankton and seeing how much plastic the phytoplankton has ingested. Because what's going on is we know that there's like 12 parts of plastic per liter of water almost worldwide right now. And so the next step is they're trying to see how that's getting introduced into the food chain, and how much on what type of phytoplankton are eating the plastics, and to then of course realizing that phytoplankton is then the food source then for bigger and bigger fish, as that grows up. So, next time you sit down to your sushi or your tuna roll or your swordfish steak or what have you, next time you're eating fish, just realize that a lot of what that fish has been eating is plastic. And so there is plastic in that fish. So that's the next thing. They're going to actually, we've been in contact with them. They're going to be, they're still working on getting the final funding and stuff together. Then they're going to be mailing me a kit. And when I get that kit, then I'll be able to set up and start trawling for phytoplankton. And that'll be the next project I'll be working on. Now, of course, once I get down to Florida, I'm going to do some stuff down there with Reef Check and Reef.org and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I'm getting excited. It's starting to become real. Yeah, Andy's getting ready to retire here very soon. When are you pulling the anchor? Well, I pulled the anchor this morning, and then I reset the anchor. What do you mean, when am I pulling it? I've been pulling the anchor on a daily basis lately, as I've been moving along 12 degrees. Maybe you don't know 12 degrees. I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey right now. I've been working my way down the New Jersey coastline. I'm in Atlantic City right now. I was going to head down to Cape May today, but they had a small craft advisory and the weather and the winds were just too bad out there. So I turned around and came back. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. So see a video of the forest fires in Canada getting a hose ripped away from them by a fire tornado. I never did see that footage, but I've seen a lot of similar stuff to it in a lot of training videos. Tickle Me Fin, Andy is a retired peace officer. He's a police officer in California. So yeah, he's Whole Shot, and Andy, by the way, is Whole Shot. Whole Shot is retiring from the police force. Okay, trying to catch up. No problem, 12 degrees. That's all good, brother. It's all good. So anyhow, kids, we've done the shameless shout out. We've done our full hour. We're 70 minutes in. Only 108 people watching now. Only 34 thumbs up. Come on, guys, pound a thumbs up. Life out here has been pretty awesome. I have to admit that. I'm loving being back on the road and moving again. Didn't do a lot of videos today. Just did the one where I came back in, and now this. I'll try to do something tomorrow. I'm not sure about what yet, but I'll try to do something tomorrow. That's the only problem on these days that I'm not moving and I'm waiting on the weather. There's not a lot of exciting stuff to talk about, but those lights have to be bright outside now. Yes, they are bright out there. I see there's a YouTube video showing tips anchoring in storms. Okay. I'm sure at this point, John Dolan, there's YouTube videos on pretty much about everything. I'm going to focus my daughter off. Yes. Annie's daughter's been riding motocross, and she is kicking butt. She is really doing really well with riding dirt bikes. I used to ride bikes when I was younger. When I lived over in Bahrain in the Persian Gulf, we used to go out in the desert and ride motorcycles all the time. And I mean, like, that was our thing. That was my transportation. I drove around Bahrain on a motorcycle all the time, and had a little Yamaha 125. Carl, City View, please. Okay, in a second. I was just getting ready to get up to do that. But yeah, so I would hate to try to race his daughter, though, because she, from what I've seen, the videos and stuff I've seen her, she would haul butt. So anyhow, okay, let me step upside so you guys can see what it looks like. Hold on. Gonna wake the dog up. Sure enough, as soon as I stood up, the dog jumped up. But all right, well, there's Harris now. You can see it all lit up. And over there. And hold on, I'll get up higher so you can see the rest. Oop. Oh. You know what? Give me a second. I'll just come up on deck. Ah. All right, so there's the casinos there, and there, and there. And this is the little anchorage that I'm in. I don't know if you can see anything in the dark here. Kind of the lights all out. There's a monohull over there. There's a catamaran there. Oh, there was a trawler over there. He's pulled out. There's another trawler here. And there's another sailboat over there. And I think that's all that's in here right now. But yep, there's the casinos. And it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good moon. Actually, it looks like it's cleared up pretty considerably. Oh, you can't even see me, can you? Huh? Looks like it's cleared up here pretty considerably. Let me turn around here. Now you can see me against the casinos. There you go. There I am between the casinos. Yeah, all lit up. Yep, there is Atlantic City, guys. So, yeah, you're right. That would make a good picture for Instagram, wouldn't it? I don't think people would be able to see much of what it is, but maybe I'll zoom in. So, and with that said, why don't I end this here and I'll go take some pictures for my Instagram account. Anyhow, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another. Remember, in the description down below, there's links to my PayPal, my Patreon, should you want to contribute to the adventure. We'll have more for you tomorrow, kids. Thanks for visiting with us. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody. And for those guys that did donate tonight, we really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.